Dodgers are still going back and they're going to win the World Series, but it's never too early. I hope that's one thing that you guys appreciate about this show is usually we're the first to mention names, and then those names get around, and we hear them on every show and website. And I mean, Yamamoto's example, Roki's example, some of these other names example. So we want to get you briefed on these names as soon as possible, just so they don't come as a surprise. So that's coming up next on Thursday's Dodgers Rumors.
Dodgers Rumors Roundup.
Okay, so this morning, Jeff Passan, he put out his piece that explores the free agency picture in Major League Baseball for the upcoming season. The title of the article is Early MLB Free Agency Intel, Tucker, Imayi, Schwarber, and more. And there's not a lot of names here that are linked directly to the Dodgers, but I do want to start with the Japanese players that he discusses. And we've talked about Munetaka Murakami quite a bit on this show, but I want to talk about a pitcher, Tatsuya Imayi. And this is a guy that has continued to turn heads, continued to build a buzz. He's someone that the Dodgers could go after, and it makes you wonder if they were going to want to invest a lot in another pitcher. But Tatsuya Imayi is pretty incredible. He really is. I mean, he's 27 years old. He's 5'11", 154 pounds. He throws gas. He's kind of like Yamamoto-ish in the way he uses fastball, because he can sit at 95, 96, but he can pump it up to 98 to 99 when he wants to. He's got a nasty slider, nasty changeup, a splitter, a curveball. He throws a sinker. So like a lot of Japanese pitchers, he has a dynamic array of pitches, a deep repertoire. And Imayi, he is someone that I think could benefit from the success that Shota Imanaga and Kodai Senga and Yoshinobu Yamamoto have had in this league, in that those dudes aren't Shohei's height. They're not 6'4". They're 5'10", 5'11", and Yamamoto and Senga are actually shorter than Imayi. So he, at 5'11", 154, maybe a couple years ago, before those guys had success, there might be more doubts about if he can withstand the rigors of a Major League Baseball season. But now we've seen there's plenty of examples of Japanese pitchers that are under 6 feet that are great. Like I said, Yamamoto, Imanaga, I mean, Kodai Senga. Kodai Senga is someone that when he's on, he's great. He's a little on the taller side. He's like 6'1", but Shota Imanaga and Yamamoto, they're guys that are under 6 feet. So all those guys, though, collectively, they're like not the ideal height, right? They're not 6'4", they're not 6'3". Senga, the tallest of the bunch, but then you got Yamamoto and Shota Imanaga. So it's going to be interesting to see what this guy could fetch on the open market, because results-wise, Imayi has a 1.5 ERA this year, 159 strikeouts, 37 walks. He's allowed just 4 home runs in 143 and 2/3 innings. And yes, you've got the dead ball in Japan. You don't see as many long balls in the NPB, but still, if you look deep into his numbers and the way his stuff plays, the velocity, the movement, the spin rate, this guy has big league stuff. Does he have the ceiling and upside of a Yoshinobu Yamamoto? I don't think so. But he's someone that I think have a really good career here. He's still young, too. He's still 27. And a lot of MLB teams have been out to scout him. You've got 20 major league scouts were at his last start on Tuesday. And during that start, he had 10 strikeouts and he gave 2 hits and a shutout. So that's an impressive game to scout. The question is, what kind of money will he get? There's no way, in my opinion, that he has the upside to ink a deal like Yamamoto's at $325 million. But who knows? Jeff Passan says one insider within the executive offices said that he could get a deal upward of $200 million. So $200 million is a lot. there's also some talk it could be more of the $150 million range. Maybe a deal like Patrick Corbin's in 2018, a 6-year, $140 million range. There's some other scouts that said $80 million was where he was going to be. So that is a very wide range of offers, of potential contracts, depending on who you ask. I mean, you had people saying as low as 80, you had some people saying as high as 200, and we'll see. I mean, look, you can never count out the Dodgers, and we don't know what their needs are going to be specifically right now, because if your rotation stays intact like it is, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, Yamamoto, all those guys stay healthy, then you're doing pretty well. You got 4 surefire game 1 starter ace level pitchers in your top 4 spots. And then Roki Sasaki, I think, is just, I mean, it's tough. We talked a lot about him yesterday. I mean, it's very difficult to even kind of assess his future right now. But I don't think you can bank on him to be a guy that you can trust every 5th or 6th day in that rotation. I think that's just unrealistic right now. We'll see if there's something medically that they're going to kind of revisit or discuss or address in the offseason. But clearly, he's not right, because the fastball looks nothing like it did in the NPB. And yes, you got some more whiffs on it, and he has improved a little bit, but not enough to say, hey, he could pitch in the bigs. Dave Roberts said yesterday that you're probably not going to see him pitching at the big league level for the rest of this season, and that's because the command and the velocity just isn't where it needs to be to have that conversation. So that's very disappointing, but yeah, that's a name that you want to familiarize yourself with for sure. A name that is going to start to generate some buzz. Tatsuya Imayi of the NPB plays for the Seibu Lions. So that's one. Other Japanese stars, we talk about Murakami as a potential third base option. Now, the skinny on Munetaka Murakami, we did an in-depth deep dive on him a few months ago, and we know he's got the power. The issue with him is he strikes out a lot. He misses pitches in the zone. And defensively, he's just not a great fit for the Dodgers, because everyone's trying to make him out to be a third baseman. Most insiders believe that he's a first baseman, a DH, and possibly a corner outfielder. So the Dodgers could theoretically have a spot open in left field, but that would be a project for Murakami, and he's got to want to play that position too. Remember, he has to want to be here, and who knows, he might want to be somewhere where he could be a DH, where he could be a first baseman. San Diego could be a possible option, but hey, this guy's an absolute slugger. 6'2", 213 pounds, and in the NPB, they average a home run every 60 plate appearances. That is definitely on the low side, and he's hit 15 and 138 this year, even dealing with the injury. So that's a home run every 9.2 plate appearances. So just think about that. The average in the league is 1 home run every 60 plate appearances. Murakami hits 1 home run every 9.2 plate appearances. That's elite power in any league. He had 56 home runs a couple years ago. He passed Sadaharu O's single-season home run record. That was an epic record that the NPB and Japanese baseball fans had treasured for so many years. It had stood since 1964, so that alone kind of vaulted him into legend status in Japan. And the question is, like I said, the defense, the health, how teams view him. You kind of look at this Dodgers team this year and you kind of make you wonder, do you really want another boom or bust type of hitter? I'm sure they would consider it for sure. It would come down to his buy-in on the defensive side and what they're going to do with Max Muncy as well. Because, I mean, Max Muncy, they're probably going to pick up that club option for sure. I mean, there is a world that I know, just interviewing Max Muncy, I know that Max Muncy, he would not want that 1-year, $10 million deal alone. Like, because if they didn't pick it up, I think he'd get more in free agency, especially if he comes back and hits well. And I know that he wants to finish his career with the Dodgers. I remember last year he said that even if they traded for Arenado, that he'd be fine just being on the bench. Like, he wants to be a Dodger, but I also think he wants something close to fair market value. And his last couple of deals, he's definitely gave the team a discount. There's another name to know from Japan. That's Okamoto. And Okamoto is a little older than the other two. He's 29, plays for the Yomiuri Giants. I actually got to see him firsthand. And he's someone that he hits for average the NPB.